She's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? Today is Thursday, July the 20th, 2023. This story is coming out of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates by way of Houston, Texas. Tierra Young Allen, who is a 29-year-old black woman from Houston, Texas, is facing jail time in Dubai for screaming in public. Tierra Young Allen is a social media influencer and truck driver from Houston, Texas, and she's been stuck there in Dubai for over 2 months after being arrested for allegedly screaming in public. Now, her mom, Tina Baxter, says her daughter could now face prison time due to the surveillance video of her screaming. Tierra Allen's passport was also taken, so she cannot leave the United Arab Emirates. She's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation. Before visiting the predominantly Muslim country, the Department of State warns Americans that they should be aware of the stricter public decency and morality laws. Now, Tierra Allen was a passenger in a friend's rental car when they got into an accident in Dubai. When she went to the rental car company to get her ID, credit card, and other items that she left at the rental place, she got into an argument with an aggressive individual, which was captured on a surveillance camera. Now, an international nonprofit organization is coming to the aid of Tierra Young Allen, and the founder of the London-based not-for-profit organization is trying to help Tierra Young Allen in Dubai and get her back to the U.S. because she believes what's happening goes beyond a law simply being enforced here. The agency actually said to her they dropped the police case if she paid money. So it's a form of extortion and blackmail, and it's extremely common with these rental car companies, says CEO of the group Detained in Dubai, Rada Sterling. Obviously, Sterling doesn't have the proof of this scheme against 29-year-old Tierra Young Allen, but Sterling says she's seen it before since founding the nonprofit group Detained in Dubai 15 years ago. I founded Detained in Dubai when a friend of mine was wrongfully detained, and we raised these issues of injustice, corruption, and of malice prosecution. We've dealt with over 20,000 cases of injustice in the United Arab Emirates and wider Gulf region, she explained. Tierra is not in jail, but her passport was taken in April. She isn't allowed to leave Dubai since she's being investigated after allegedly raising her voice at a rental car agency. She's been charged for shouting, which is actually a crime technically under the UAE law. It's offensive behavior, and it can warrant up to 2 years in prison, explained Sterling. Now, her mom again went on to say that her daughter was a passenger in this rental car in Dubai and that the driver had a wreck. And when she went to get her belongings, this story has not changed. She was met with 2 men at the rental car agency who were quite aggressive, who said she couldn't have her possessions back. And then she says they started intimidating her and following her out. So she shouted back at them to stop, to leave her alone, explains Sterling, who says she believes Tierra Allen and others are baited into certain behavior, which she says just doesn't happen with major rental car companies there. It's usually the luxury rental car or the private rental car companies, and they have a pattern of behavior of taking allegations against their customers, withholding their passports at the front desk, and provoking them, Sterling says. Unlike Allen, she was recently contacted by other Americans who did pay this money. They paid over $20,000 to this rental car company that they didn't owe. So it's something we're seeing again and again, says the founder of the nonprofit. Rada Sterling and Tierra Allen's family are soliciting help from Texas lawmakers. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee confirms she's working to assist in this. Senator Ted Cruz's office says, "We have spoken to the family of Tierra Young Allen and have contacted the Department of State about the case. Senator Cruz will continue to gather details and engage on this case until Miss Allen is returned home to her family."
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tierra Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses.
An international nonprofit organization coming to the aid of a Houston woman who's being detained in Dubai.
Only on Fox, we recently told you about Tierra Young Allen. She was charged with yelling at a rental car agent over in Dubai. Fox 26's Dominique Heat joins us live with this update. Dominique.
Yeah, the founder of the London-based not-for-profit organization that's now helping to free Tierra Young Allen there in Dubai and hoping to get her back to the United States. She says she believes what's happening here goes beyond simply a law being enforced.
The agency actually said to her they'd drop the police case if she paid money. So it's a form of extortion and blackmail, and it's extremely common with these rental car agencies.
Obviously, Rhoda Sterling does not have proof of a scheme against 29-year-old Tierra Young Allen, but Sterling says she's seen it before since founding the nonprofit group Detained in Dubai 15 years ago.
We've dealt with over 20,000 cases of injustice in the UAE and wider Gulf region.
Allen is not in jail, but her passport was taken in April. She isn't allowed to leave Dubai since she's being investigated after allegedly raising her voice at a rental car agent.
She's been charged for shouting, and that's it, which is actually a crime technically under the UAE laws. It's offensive behavior, and it can warrant up to 2 years in prison.
This started after Allen's mom says her daughter was a passenger in a rental car and the driver had a wreck. She then went to the rental car company to get her belongings left in the vehicle.
She was met with two men at the rental car agency who were quite aggressive, who said that she couldn't have her possessions back. And then she says they started intimidating her and following her out. And so she shouted back at them to stop, to leave her alone.
Sterling says she believes Allen and others are baited into certain behavior, which she says just does not happen with major rental car companies there.
It's usually the luxury rental car or the private rental car companies, and they have a pattern of behavior of taking allegations against their customers, withholding their passports, at the front desk and provoking them.
Sterling says, unlike Allen, she was recently contacted by other Americans who did pay.
They paid over $20,000 to this rental car company that they didn't owe. So it's something we're seeing again and again.
Now, Sterling and Allen's family are soliciting help from Texas lawmakers. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee confirms she's working to assist, and Senator Ted Cruz's office says in part, quote, "We have contacted the Department of State about the case and will continue to gather details and engage until Miss Allen is returned home to her family. And we will keep you updated on this case about a Houston woman who's being detained in Dubai." Reporting live, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
So, now, I'm going to say this. From her, at least her TikTok videos, this is not her first time in Dubai. She's been there before. And like this woman, Rhoda Sterling, head of this nonprofit, says, you must be aware of the stricter laws when you leave our country and go over to Dubai, because they don't play that mess there. They aren't particularly fond of females, and then they look down upon females. So the laws are basically set up to entrap you. And what she's saying about these rental car companies, especially the luxury rental car companies and the private rental car companies, about them provoking these people, well, they know that these people have money, at least money to spend on these luxury cars. So why not provoke them to do something even worse than that? And like she said, she's heard it time and time again. And another American paid $20,000 just to get out of this situation and not be in the situation that Tierra is in now. So I just wanted to bring awareness to this story. And I'm going to continue to follow it, because this is absolutely ridiculous. It sounds to me like just plain out extortion and blackmailing, and it's foul. It's wrong. They should never do anyone like that. No, she's not in jail, but they took her passport, so she's stuck there. The woman has a job to get back to, family to get back to, and it's just not right. I don't care how you look at it. So I'm going to end the story on that note, but thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.